our past as our country have we shied away from dealing with our problems? I mean, we dealt with World War II, we dealt with the Cold War, you know, we had to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps when we were a frontier nation, and, you know, we have a new frontier of problems, and it's time to deal with them.
I think it's important because it's a finite resource.
It's a finite amount of resources.
We have very finite resources.
Very large species and a growing species on a planet with limited resources.
Because if you don't try to save the planet now, your grandkids, great-grandkids, other animals, everything won't have as good of a life.
Obviously, we have massive environmental problems all up and down the line, whether it's toxicity in the environment or climate change or not enough water or you name it. We don't even need to reel it off. But what we're trying to do is provide an example that kind of shows people the way forward.
Buildings in the U.S. are responsible for 45% greenhouse gas emissions.
Buildings in the U.S. are responsible for 41% potable water use.
Buildings in the U.S. are responsible for 60% non-industrial waste.
The average American spends 90% of their life inside.
Buildings in the U.S. are responsible for
40% raw materials use.
Buildings in the U.S. are responsible for 72% electricity use.
Buildings in the U.S. are responsible for
39% of energy use.
I think a lot of people want to do something about some of these issues, but they're not really sure what exactly to do, and so, you know, to me, somebody who's a very green-oriented individual can start at zHome, and then their green lifestyle can kind of radiate out from that.
It would be a really wonderful thing in the community, and that it was consistent with the emphasis on sustainability and environmental protection that we as a city have up in Issaquah Highlands.
You know, what we're trying to do with that is try to provide a paradigm for what much greener housing can look like for this coming century.
An electrical monitor in the house to help the homeowner and user identify how much they're actually using, consuming, and producing. And this is a carbon neutral community as well, so to offset all the construction costs of planting 1,000 seedlings.
You know, I wouldn't have done zHome if I didn't think that it could potentially become the norm.
This design shows that it's a home, and this home uses an electric car and has solar panels on the roof to collect solar energy.
There's a lot of windows so that instead of using light bulbs, you can use more natural heat and light.
I drew a house with solar panels and a gutter that catches the water and feeds it to the plants.
There's a bigger recycling bin and garbage, so you can recycle more than you throw waste out.
We also have the plan of geothermal energy going from the ground to heat the home, and we can grow homegrown food.
I think that people will be excited and that they will seek opportunities to have more sustainable housing.
our generation's job is to figure out this challenge. So.